Guys and girls, guess where I brought you today? Look at that. This is magnificent Hagía Sophia, built almost 1500 years ago as a church. And after Ottomans conquered that, it was turned into a mosque. And you can see the two minarets on right and left. Those are minarets added later. So much history, so much to think about it, so much to talk about it. And it's always, whenever you come here, it will strike you with its magnitude and how much power it used to have. And consider this building built in 1500 years, and then every 100 years in Istanbul there's a huge earthquake. It's, about 7 Richter size, and this building is still there and nothing happens. And so let's go inside. I'll show you around. Guys and girls, today I'm in a rather magnificent place. Imagine this place right there. The emperors were wearing crown. Eastern Roman Empire. And this was a really different crowd then, almost 1500 years ago. They were wearing crown, they were getting married. Maybe some of the most important announcement was made here, echoed in this walls in this dome. Now, obviously a little bit different than before, because Turks conquered Istanbul, 1453, over 500 years, almost 600 years. This is under Turkish regime. And obviously first thing they did, there's amazing, magnificent, is all the superlatives that you can have for a temple. Why don't we just turn them into a mosque? And they did a lot of writings like this, Arabics and everything coming from the Quran. And then until the end of the Ottoman Empire collapsing, this was used as a mosque. That is why they actually removed some of the reliefs there, all the paintings and everything during the Ottoman time. During the Roman time, you can see Jesus Christ up there actually. They just covered it completely to make sure it's not visible, because in Islam, the paintings are haram. They feel like, having a picture of Jesus Christ, which is also considered the greatest prophet in Islam world. Having his picture on the wall considered not good, haram, because people will have some kind of image of something holy instead of having them in their mind, basically, right? That is why the pictures of the Prophet Muhammad was never drawn anywhere, ever. No one knows how he looked like when he lived. That is why when the Empire came here and conquered this magnificent city with this great temple, they felt like they need to cover those paintings. You see, one of them is there. God knows what it is. I don't know the detail, but bottom line, that was all covered during the Republic era. This place decided to be turned into a museum. That time, people work on those places and remove the covered pictures and everything. They restored it, and this place served maybe 80 years as a museum. And recently, last year, I don't want to get into too much politics, but the current government, they decided to turn this into a mosque. And because of now it's being a mosque, is used as a mosque all the time, which if it was used as a mosque as well while during the museum, but they removed the museum status and they decided, you know what, since this is mosque, and why don't we just cover these pictures with some materials like this. Incredible history. You can see the additions during the Islam, ruling due to Ottomans. This place is where priest, I would say, Muslim version of priest, goes there, some talks, and then he rules the prayer from here, okay, very front. Then all the rest of the people are here praying with them, and this is how it goes. This is how the rituals works. Yeah, I mean, every time just stirs so much emotion for me. It is not a regular place. It makes you want to just sit down and just watch and try to feel what it used to feel like to be here 1500 years ago. Eastern Roman Empire, one of the most important church, and then imagine the ceremonies taking places here, and imagine later on, maybe only 400 or 500 years ago, it turned into a mosque, and it was also significant place for important historical events. And that time, maybe many decisions was taking place here. We have a saying in Turkish: if these walls had a tongue, they could have tell what stories. It's much different than ours, for sure. Who built that place? Slaves, of course, right? It's not a corporations back then. People, of course, imagine this place was a capital of the empire, right? Roman Empire, later Ottoman Empire. And they had access to many geographies of the world, which was not developed as much as they were. So they went there and took advantage of these people and brought them here as slaves. And they built these magnificent temples in the name of God. In the name of God, show how much they love God. And now we're just looking at it, and talking heads like me trying to understand what the hell is going on. Okay, I'll have to tell you something about this place. I just had a friend here, I was just talking, and then she said that is the Turkish people are Muslim because very common image about the Muslim people, and about Islam, etc. It's related to more of our Arabic culture, right? And it's partly true. It is partly true. The women cover their heads, etc. And then she asked me if I can read these things. And I said no, because we don't learn these things, and these are the writings from the Quran. We don't really know what it is. Of course you can learn, but in our education system in Turkey, we don't learn how to write in Arabic. And Quran is always recited in Arabic language, because the people of priests, this class of people will always tell you, if you read if you try to understand what it says in other language, the Quran will lose its meaning. So because of that, it's a big discussion goes on all the time, whether this part means that, Does this means that because it's not the right translation to the one language to the other? Even the Arabic, they comment on the things is written in Quran, and then they disagree with each other very strongly. Strange enough. So, bottom line, when the Turkish Republic was founded in 1923, our founder, Atatürk, decided that the country's new Turkish Republic will not be based on the religion laws like a Sharia, like many other Muslim countries will be ruling even now. He decided we will have a Western values and then secular system. Secular system means that the laws of the country governing everything, all the relationships, marriage to the commercials, whatever, law, everything will be based on human-made rules. And he exported many of the law actually from that time Italy, Switzerland, France, and then this country become a very secular nation. Because of that, in our school system, we learn Latin alphabet, and Turkish language was easily adapted Latin alphabet basically. That's why we don't know how to read until school, for special school on how to read this, and you probably become a priest and everything, which is also cool. There's nothing wrong with being a priest, absolutely. But yes, and I see the confusion because when a tourist comes to Turkey, they feel like this is not like Arab country, and because of that, maybe the majority of people in Turkey is not Muslim. So I just wanted to clarify that. Maybe 96% of Turkey are Muslims, yeah. And but in the way of living here, the lifestyle culture is secular. So therefore, when you come to Turkey, you will not see Arabic influence much like any other Muslim country. I just wanted to clarify with you this because this place creates a lot of questions for any comes first time to Turkey. It creates a lot of confusion. And then I just wanted to tell you, bottom line, this was a church, okay? And during the Ottoman era, mosque, and that's why it makes it so rich in history. Imagine this place, the emperors wearing a crown right there maybe, and they were getting married, I don't know, and then before you know it, Ottomans, Turks, us came and turned into mosque. Maybe Sultan was praying here and talking to his next quest to the Eastern Europe, where to conquer. Maybe Bulgaria, today's Bulgaria, maybe Albania, maybe Ukraine. They were planning the things maybe here. They were consulting with his commanders, or vizier, grand vizier, like prime ministers today. And this all happened maybe here, This place stirs a lot of emotion, a lot of thought. You should definitely put visiting Hagia Sophia in your bucket list. Before you die, you should come. You should definitely come before you die. Yes. It's your bucket list. I don't know what number would that be, but yes. If this is not in your bucket list, bucket list will feel a little empty, my opinion. Of course, Ottoman was a bit intimidated with the quality of this building is an indication of civilization, the level of civilization the Eastern Roman Empire had that time. And they had also some geniuses too. His name was Mimar Sinan. he built even larger dome, which is it's a big challenge to create such dome, and then actually build the larger dome with the larger temple in the second capital of Ottoman Empire, which is Edirne. It's called Selimiye Mosque. His mastership is even larger than this. So Ottoman was kind of, intimidated, but at the end they created something even bigger than this, and probably engineering-wise even greater than this, but thousands years apart.